We're doing a documentary on drug abuse and it affects how it affects like family of the users and general community.
Right, for our content, we're looking at general styles, so it's going to be like, we call it?
Yeah, we're going to go into it, that's just what
Okay.
we're going to look at. We've looked at a few generic codes and conventions, and we looked at shot types that we're going to do. We're going to sort of do high angle shots to make the drug user look vulnerable and stuff at times. We've got camera angles, we're going to have montages of different sort of shots of the drug user and using it and basically showing that it's knowledgeable about it. Camera movement, again we're going to do sort of shots of him making a cup of tea and stuff, you know, to make it look real in his living room and everything like that. Mise en scène, obviously it's same in his living room. Street sound, it's just going to be loads of interviews, talking to different people, but we're going to cover that in a bit. And obviously it's going to be investigative reporting. Obviously it's current affairs because drug abuse is happening everywhere, all the time, and it applies to both national and local sort of audiences because it's an issue that, you know, affects like a certain time. So we're looking at two ways to deal with it, you know, like the cutting edge CVs where they've got one sort of logo and style that they adopt for the CVs of the documentaries. And we're thinking about something like that, you know, in that style. But for the actual, our documentary, the documentary out in the CVs, we're thinking of a logo more sort of like this to aim at a younger audience and to show what it's about as well.
We've looked at a range of other documentaries and the styles they've used for theirs. So they've used like interviews with people who are affected, reconstructions, and some have also used like cartoons, animations to try and get across the effects.
Obviously there's a dominant ideology of drug abusers, so we're going to adopt the us and them view on it. Sort of us as people that don't use drugs are higher in status and stuff, and we're going to show that through mediation and everything else, showing that, you know, just separating them again because it's that stereotypical thing that media is. Yeah.
People who are involved, we're going to obviously use someone who uses drugs and try and get across their point of view of it. We'll also try and get information from a doctor and professional about how it affects the body and that. Then people who are affected by the use, like family and friends.
We're not using actors either, they're actually going to be real people. As I mentioned earlier, it's going to be an East End council estate, stereotypical area sort of thing. Going to be in front room, going to be in kitchen, going to do some reconstructions around that street and about where he'd be, what he'd be doing. Also, we're going to write the identity of the user because obviously he really does use drugs and he don't want people seeing it because obviously he lives around here. So we're going to use sort of these really zoomed in shots of his mouth, the pixelated views, while loads and loads of voiceovers, and while I mentioned earlier, while he's making a cup of tea, have him talking while he's doing these general tasks, stuff like that.
For ancillary ideas, we decided that we could use an advert like the road truck is one, something in a magazine or a newspaper article. We could have like a radio advert on Galaxy and Halland for like local stations, but BBC Radio for national ones.
audience, and we've decided not to put a specific range on it because most of these people, I mean, we're going to use Channel 3 to show this documentary. And I think most of these people are going to have access to it, and most of these people either looking at it from a point of view, looking down on the drug abuser, or looking at him like empathising with him. It's just going to basically apply to everybody, so either learning about it or looking at the effects. So I think it's going to apply to sort of everyone, but mainly ABC.
For our research, we looked into BBC Three and what they've done with documentaries. We also used Facebook as like a way of finding out about how people think about drugs and our ideas for our logo.
What we need to look at a minute is budget. We're going to look at like travel costs, whether we need any equipment and stuff like that. We've got call sheets. We've also got contracts because obviously during filming the identity of the drug users is going to be known to us, and we're all going to sign contracts and stuff, and teachers and anyone who's going to see it where it's not anonymous. We need to get logos sorted, and we need to further the case study on Cutting Edge Channel 4, look at the viewers and stuff and figures, stuff like that. So yeah, if you just be able to fill that sheet in, please.
Yeah. Yeah, love your concept. You clearly researched it, or starting to research it, getting ideas across. Obviously, in terms of the subject area, drug abuse, please be careful. Okay, don't want any accidents. In regards to where you're going to be filming as well, not to be too stereotypical, but be careful the equipment that you're going to have on you and the kind of areas that you may be filming in. Okay? I like this idea of you telling a story. You're not going to be showing his face, but this idea of showing it whilst he's making a cup of tea, doing everyday things. So you think in terms of your audience, they'll be able to empathise with it. But the darker side of it is he's a drug taker. I love that. I love that symbolism that you've got there. Good and bad, us versus them. Yeah, binary opposition. You got great room for binary opposition there. Them versus us, definitely. Doctor, if you cannot find a doctor, maybe college nurse, first aider, something like that. Yeah? Just in terms of your resources and time-wise, might just be easier than contacting a GP. Unless you know a doctor, then I'd say probably like a college nurse or something. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to help you out with that. You said you looked at ITV for your audience. I think this would be awesome on something like Channel 4.
So BBC 3, they've got their own series of documentaries anyway,
Yes, I can see where you're going, but in terms of who your target audience is going to be and who your target audience is of BBC 3, there's a bit of a difference, isn't there? The BBC 3 audiences compared to your Channel 4 audience. BBC 3 is more us guys, more younger, whereas Channel 4, more established, and the age group that you're looking at, those your income brackets, that would be more Channel 4, I would say. So see, if Channel 4, usually they have a series, you know, like how BBC 3 do, usually Channel 4. Yeah, Cutting Edge. There you go. Yeah, it looks really good, folks, I like it.